is start off with a general question, really. And what was your overall impression of My Little Tome, please, George?
Um, well, to say the obvious first, it's extremely useful, it's extremely clear, it's very well written, it's simple and clear in a good way. But the thing that struck me, and I'm aware that this is something that's going to come up a number of times, I'm sure, is the sense that it's based on your experience, that you're speaking very much from your own experience. And for me, that's the real strength of it. I think that this is stuff that you've had a whole career doing, both the skills which you've learned and developed and were trained in, and also the things which you've sort of brought to bear on that. And that for me is both the interesting, and most of the good stories and most of the good jokes come from the collision between those two things. This is what you might call the hypothetical perfection of what you're trying to do and the actual reality of what you actually do. And of course, the fact that, the jokes that things can go wrong. And part of the point of a book like this is that actually nothing really ever goes wrong. It just doesn't work out like you planned it, which isn't the same thing. That you can ride the wave, you can duck and weave. The whole point is that one is flexible and one is resilient in one's approach. So I think if I had to use a word, I think it is useful, but more of the point, it's realistic. I think I have read books about for what want of a better word we call presentation, where it's just not realistic. It doesn't address should we say it's not realistic in the sense that it only looks at a certain cohort of people and their needs, but it's not suitable for everyone. And at the risk of drowning it in a generalization, this is actually something that, from my point of view, students can learn a lot from, but so can staff and so can outsiders. So I think that's extremely useful. Everyone could get something out of it, and it's not even that there are things in it which are good for one set and things which are good for another set. These are universal things, and I think that's my point.
Really.